The morning of June 27th was clear and sunny, with the fresh warmth of a full summer day. In 1948, Shirley Jackson introduced readers to a quintessential American village, a place where children gather stones on the last day of school and neighbors discuss taxes and tractors in the morning light. When the lottery first appeared in the June 26th issue of The New Yorker, the audience expected a gentle account of an annual civic event. The media landscape of the time was dominated by this specific brand of idealized domestic storytelling. The reaction was immediate and explosive. Readers flooded the magazine with letters of outrage, many canceling their subscriptions in protest of a story that transformed a sunny town square into the site of a brutal human sacrifice. This shock was precisely engineered by Shirley Jackson. A professional writer living in New York, she specialized in exposing the darker currents running beneath the surface of ordinary life. Jackson's narrative forces a terrifying collision between the mundane and the murderous. These are ordinary farmers and housewives who conduct a public stoning with the same casual efficiency as a square dance, making sure the ritual is finished in time for noon dinner. The lottery suggests that the most horrific acts of a society are not committed by outliers, but are instead sustained by the very structures designed to maintain social order and tradition. Over generations, the village has lost the original purpose of the lottery. The tuneless chants, the formal salutes, and the specific rules for the official in charge have all lapsed into half-remembered history. While the meaning of the ritual has vanished, the community fiercely protects the physical object that remains, a shabby, splintered black wooden box. The villagers believe this box was constructed using pieces of the box that preceded it, an artifact dating back to the very first people who settled in the village. The physical inheritance of the wood provides the only justification for the violence that follows. Though the box is now badly stained and splintered, the town refuses to replace it. Every year, the local official suggests making a new one, but every year the subject is allowed to fade off, blocked by a collective refusal to upset tradition. When the original purpose of a ritual is forgotten, but the physical action remains, tradition functions as a societal autopilot, directing behavior through momentum rather than logic. This autopilot requires a layer of administration to function. By framing violence as a bureaucratic necessity, the community can participate without acknowledging the brutality of the act. This role falls to Mr. Summers, a jovial man who runs the local coal business and organizes the town's social clubs. His status as a friendly civic leader normalizes his position as the chief executioner. Summers treats the lottery like any other logistical challenge. He successfully replaced the traditional wood chips with paper slips, simply because they fit better in the box, making a matter of life and death a question of storage efficiency. While Summers manages the logistics, Old Man Warner acts as the ideological enforcer. He violently rejects the news that other towns are quitting their lotteries, equating the end of the ritual to a total collapse of civilization. Warner relies on an old harvest rhyme, "Lottery in June, corn be heavy soon," to justify the violence. He leverages the fear of starvation to ensure the community remains too terrified to question the status quo. Systemic violence persists through this partnership between the efficient administrator and the fearful traditionalist. One organizes the process, while the other provides the rhetorical shield that prevents change. Tessie Hutchinson begins the day as a willing participant. Her behavior only shifts when the lottery selects her family. Suddenly, the joking stops. She turns on Mr. Summers, screaming that the drawing wasn't fair and that her husband wasn't given enough time to choose. Tessie's protest is entirely rooted in self-interest. She doesn't object to the moral existence of a lottery that stones people to death. She only objects to being its chosen victim. As the crowd moves in, the responsibility for the act is spread across the entire village. The adults gather heady rocks, and someone even gives her youngest son, little Davy, a few pebbles to hold. This collective participation creates a psychological shield. If every single person, even a child, throws a stone, no individual has to identify as a murderer. Shirley Jackson's story challenges us to identify the black boxes in our own lives. It asks us to look at the obsolete rituals we still observe and to question whether we are throwing stones simply because there's always been a lottery.